Happy Thursday, folks. We're in Hebrews chapter 1, verses 1 and 2. Long ago, God spoke to our ancestors by the prophets at different times and in different ways. In these last days, He has spoken to us by His Son. God has appointed Him heir of all things and made the universe through Him. Jesus is the heir of all things. What does that mean? It means that He is Lord of all. We refer to God as Father, Son, Holy Spirit. That's the way God's revealed Himself to us. Jesus is Lord of all. He is the heir of all things. He is the Word that sustains all of creation. Jesus is the Word that became flesh and dwelt among us. Jesus is the Word by which we are saved. God has spoken, and Jesus is that Word. Why am I emphasizing these verses? See, like we'll learn this year from this book of the Bible, it is important to have confidence in what you believe. Hebrews is this book of faith, as I've already said. It talks about the Hebrew people, the Jewish people, and their faith and how God developed them. We see it going all the way back into Genesis, God's formation of a nation. That God chose a couple. He chose a man, Abraham. He chose a couple. He gave them a family. He made them into a people. He made this people into a nation. He built all of this to prepare the world for Jesus. Jesus is the most important communication that we have from God. We must share it. Jesus is the heir of all things. We're supposed to share this word. We're supposed to share our faith. We're supposed to be out there telling others about God's incredible love and how He expressed it through His heir, Jesus. Got a great friend here in the gathering, and I'll just tell you about it. I told it this morning in worship, so I'll tell it again. Here you go. Some of you in the gathering have met Don. Don loves to tell people about Jesus. And Don had a lunch appointment this past week, and when he got there, he was already at the restaurant, and the person he was supposed to have lunch with called and said, I've been held up. I don't know that I'm going to make it. And Don told him, said, well, you just come on when you can. So Don sat down on the bench in front of the restaurant. And while he was sitting there on the bench in front of the restaurant, he just started telling people about Jesus. And he likes to ask it this way. He likes to say, do you have Jesus in your heart? And so then he'll carry on a gospel conversation with them. See, Don didn't know he was going to be doing that day. Don didn't know his lunch appointment was going to be late. Don didn't know who would be coming into the restaurant that he would be telling about Jesus. Don just took the opportunity to just stop and tell people about Jesus. Who will see and hear Jesus in you today? Who are you going to encounter? Who are you going to run into? Who are you going to tell about Jesus? It's always good to have the eyes to see and the ears to hear the opportunities that God gives each of us every day. See you next time.